Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. I am Daksh. I'm the founder of Blub World magazine. We are a magazine that works with the focus of showcasing teenagers who are doing inspiring work in their life and sharing their inspiration with other teens. To put it in one statement, it's teens inspiring teens. Till date, we have showcased nearly 300 such teenagers from across the globe, and we are doing it every month on month from different geographies from around the world. And our magazine has a research division where we typically try to build white papers on K-12 sector, which is basically schools. So this very activity is a part of that, and we are very happy and very elated at the same time to welcome all of you to the Blub World Web Talks 69th edition. In the last 68 episodes, more than 800 school leaders have participated on this very platform, shared their ideas, innovations, what all new they're doing, what all different they're doing, so that we could document some of the best ideas and share them globally with nearly 5,500 education institutions that currently look at Blub World from different parts of the world. So this very episode is basically an extension of that very research, again, to find out what all different or new is happening within the education community. अभी तक हम लोगों ने जितने प्रिंसिपल से स्कूल लीडर्स से जितनी बातें सुनी उसमें से हमने 100 बेस्ट आइडियाज को सेलेक्ट किया एंड एक हम लोगों के व्हाइट पेपर का पहला एडिशन अब छप चुका है जिसके आइडियाज ऑलरेडी ब्लब के सोशल मीडिया पे हैं दैट यू कैन गो सी एंड दोज आइडियाज यू कैन एक्सपेरिमेंट विद इन योर स्कूल्स टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट हैपेंस वी आर ऑल राइट नाउ इन अ वेरी स्पेशल सिचुएशन एंड बिफोर दिस episode actually initiates, I would like to share the reason of building this platform. समाज में ऐसा बहुत कम बार होता है that the society around you is ready to listen to you and is ready to experiment. At this point, when COVID has come in, we're experiencing a lockdown, it has made everybody more receptive towards new ideas. And as educationists, if you ever had an idea that you wanted to experiment, this is the time to do it. So do it right away, take your observations and build more and more ideas क्योंकि फ्यूचर जनरेशंस आपको इसीलिए याद कर रही होंगी कि आपने लॉकडाउन में क्या किया जब आपको कुछ करना नहीं था सो इफ यू डिड नॉट डॉक्यूमेंट योर ऑब्जर्वेशंस योर आइडियाज आई थिंक यू आर चीटिंग द फ्यूचर जनरेशन एंड एज एजुकेशनिस्ट वो आप अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते सो आई होप यू एंजॉयड द लॉकडाउन एंड व्हाई आई यूज द वर्ड एंजॉयड बिकॉज एजुकेशनिस्ट ने इतना जबरदस्त टर्मोइल इस लॉकडाउन में देखा है जो कि किसी और इंडस्ट्री ने देखा कि नहीं पता नहीं बट एजुकेशन ने तो बहुत जबरदस्त तरीके से देखा. So let's see, what do you think and how do you think is technology really teaching? So thank you so much people for taking out time and being here on the Blub World Web Talk 69th episode. A very warm welcome to all of you. Let's listen to the first chair or the special guest for today. I would request our first guest to typically set the tone of this talk and give everybody an exposure on how we'll typically go about with this. So I hope you enjoy the next 20, 30 minutes. Let's listen to the first special speaker on the chair of the roundtable today. I request Ms. Urvashi Prasad, Public Policy Specialist at the Niti Aayog, Delhi. Urvashi ji, over to you. Namaste, a very warm welcome.
So I'll just make a very brief remarks because I think the experts are in this discussion and we'd like to hear from them. But as you said, I'll just make some brief remarks and just to set the context. So yes, these are very unusual times. These are very strange times, I think, for all of us. And we're all learning, on the go in various sectors how to adapt to this new normal, as it is being called. But I think in education, obviously it has posed a unique set of challenges with schools, not being open, even higher learning educational institutions not being open. So the whole actual school experience that children otherwise have, or on the higher education side, the campus experience is obviously not available at this time and is missing. And technology in this time is obviously proving to be a great enabler. It is allowing access to education, to other sort of happen if we didn't have this technology. So I think there's no two ways that it is a great enabler, but it has its own complexities, it has its own challenges. And I think that is where it would be very interesting to hear experiences of how do we really make technology work in the education space and work for everybody. We have a lot of children here who don't come from privileged backgrounds, who come from underprivileged backgrounds. So how do we make sure we include them? We don't leave them out. How do we make sure that the technology, is delivered in a way, the education is delivered through technology in a way that it doesn't get overbearing or taxing for children? As an adult, I can say that sometimes this whole online world, digital world can seem very, very taxing. So what sort of impact does it have on children? And ensuring that their health is also not adversely impacted. They're not spending hours and hours online. Their mental health is not impacted, because we do know that all of these things can also have certain adverse effects. So yes, technology is a real blessing, but how do we really balance it out? How do we manage all the different complexities and challenges it comes with? And I think it will be very interesting to hear your experiences from the policy making side, because I work in a policy making institution, but there is also, of course, the ministries and the various state governments who are at this time trying to make certain protocols, put in place certain norms of how does this whole digital education ecosystem work and how it should work. So I think real experiences, practitioner experiences, would, I think, really feed into that, and would be very, very beneficial. So I think that's what I would say, that it would be really interesting to hear on the access side, how do we really make it equitable for everybody, and we don't have only some people who are in this fray, but others are left out in a country like India, given our vast inequalities between states, within states, etc. And B, how do we balance out the challenges, the complexities, the health of children, their overall well-being in this sort of new normal digital world? So I think those are the two things, at least from my perspective, that it would be wonderful to hear. And I think it's a great concept. Thank you very much for organizing it and for inviting me here. And I really look forward to hearing everybody's perspectives on this topic today.
Thank you so much, Urvashi ji. To summarize what all you said, that learning on the go to adapt. सब लोग यही सीखना चाह रहे हैं इस point पे कि how to adapt quickly to whatever changes the industry is bringing to them. Campus experience surely missing. Technology is enabling by allowing access, but at the same time, in a country like India, अभी तक हम economic disparity से लड़ रहे थे, अब हमें digital disparity से लड़ना है. And what we know as of now कि अभी rural India के अंदर केवल शायद 25.8% internet population है जो कि अच्छे से use हो पा रहा है. So this is where the real challenge comes in, and we have to find people who can help each other at this moment, because collaboration would work in the coming times. Inclusiveness and digital disparity, tech should not become taxing. This is something which is really a very big challenge at the moment, because technology use, हम लोग अभी जो technology use कर रहे हैं in education, most of it is solving communication issues, not education issues. So that's something again interesting to know, because technology abhi हमारे पास आई है. We don't know how to actually judge it and then use it. So secondly, containing the adverse effects of tech, and finally overall well-being of people. So education, just some days back we had one of the school leaders, he encapsulated the answer to this question that we had, that is tech really teaching, in a very nice sentence. He said that technology education का वो बच्चा है जो अब बड़ा हो गया है और जिसने पूरे घर की जिम्मेदारी उठा ली है. So right now technology has actually come like a savior, but at the same time उसके साथ में कुछ adversities आ गई हैं जिन्हें हमें contain करना, समझना और evaluate करना सीखना पड़ेगा. Thank you so much, Urvashi ji. Now next we would like to hear it from our next guest, or the next chair for today, Mr. Manish Thapa, who's the country manager India for Digitonic, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. He has a very prolific experience in the field of social impact and education, I suppose from the Piramal Foundation where he used to work before this. So let's hear it from Mr. Manish Thapa. Manish ji, over to you for the next 4 minutes.
So thanks Daksh for having me here. And first of all, I just want to begin this thing by saying thank you to all of you. Thank you for choosing to be in education. You could have chosen to be anything you wanted to, पर आपने चुनाव किया कि आप एक शिक्षक बने, आप शिक्षा क्षेत्र में जुड़े, और इसके लिए आप सबों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि शायद इसकी बड़ी कमी है आज के समय में. Picking up on Urvashi ji's pointer, I think a few things that I really want to draw attention to in this scenario of when we are dealing with COVID, using technology to a greater effect and create impact. I think one of the things that we all would need to be aware of and be mindful of is that let's not take technology as solution. And I think I'm going to pick up the word that Urvashi ji said, technology is just an enabler. So let's start to look at technology as an enabling platform, not as a solution. Unfortunately, what has happened, and I would, because of so much technology coming in, edtech being such a booming thing now, if you would see that after health in India, if you look at non-profit, edtech is the highest kind of investment area in the Indian landscape. So what has happened is somehow that has created a perception of technology is a solution to all the ailments. So I think that's something that I want to draw attention to, that technology is not a solution, it's just an enabler. Thank you, Urvashi, for picking that up. The other thing that I think what we need to look at is how do we collaborate? And technology, how can technology help us to collaborate? Because the way that I look at the whole scenario is it's kind of a triangle. And on the three axes are basically a student, the teacher, and the parent. And I think what technology needs to come in the center is to how technology is going to help collaborate between teacher and parent, teacher and student, and the student and the parent. So I think that is how we need to look at it, that technology is in the middle, kind of trying to build these three axes. So collaboration is a great thing that we need to understand, and not just technology between a teacher, educator, and student, but also between educator and educator, because oftentimes that's a missing element, because we don't tend to educator and educator not coming in together. And I think this what BloodWorld is doing, I think this is a great collaboration, a great way of how greater minds can come together and collaborate. The third thing that I want to draw the attention to is also, let's not forget about the practicalities of the world. Urvashi ji very rightly mentioned about that there are challenges. We need to understand that, and let's also see the practicalities in terms of user experience. Our end user is the child. All that we are doing, every teacher that is trying so hard to build lesson plans, to build creative sessions, and through the use of technology. But at the end of the day, let's not forget that we are doing it for the student. This whole tech thing is not for our ease. It is essentially for the ease of our end user, the beneficiary, the child. So how are we looking at it from that angle? Or are we simply looking at it from the point of that, how can this technology make my life easy as an educator or as a teacher? So I think that's another thing that I want to bring. And lastly, I think I would like to conclude with let's also look at the whole point, because the age group that we are dealing with, it's vast, and especially if you look at the primary grade kids, I think their minds get impressions very quickly, they build habits very quickly, and I think we need to also be careful about how much dependability on this technology platform are we kind of making, or are we impressioning on the kids' mind, because they should not think that technology is a replacement for teacher. I am a huge advocate of human touch, and I think no technology in the world can take place of a teacher. And I think that's why I wanted to begin with by thanking all of you for being teachers. And I think let's and that's what I would want to kind of conclude, that that every kid understands that how important teacher is, and no technology, no matter how advanced it becomes, whether it's AR, whether it's VR, whether it's artificial intelligence or virtual reality or augmented reality, nothing can take the place of a teacher, of a human being in the classroom. And I think that's how I would like to conclude that, it's a great enabler, it's not a solution. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manish ji. Tech should not be considered, to summarize, tech should not be considered a solution, but an enabler or a tool. But right now, the big fight within EdTech and while using EdTech is कि technology बहुत बार tool से ज़्यादा हमें tool बनाने की कोशिश कर रही है with the use of AI and typically trying to pick on the kind of selections and choices that you make while using that platform. Education to be in the center of the triangle of parents, students, and teachers. Educator collaboration. This is where the real problem lies right now, because टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं आ गई, कंटेंट नया आने लग गया, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज टीचर्स के लिए जो कंटेंट है या जो टीचर नॉलेज या टीचर एजुकेशन थी या टीचर स्किलिंग थी, उसके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट हुआ नहीं, और वो टिपिकली 2-3 जनरेशन पहले का कंटेंट है जो चल रहा है, एंड दिस नीड्स टू बी रिप्लेस्ड इन अ वेरी फास्ट पेस. जितनी जल्दी टेक्नोलॉजी एजुकेशन में आई, शायद अगर नॉर्मल कोर्स में आती तो 10 साल लग जाते, लेकिन लॉकडाउन के 10 दिन में आ गई, तो वो क्या बहुत जल्दी हो गया और उतना जल्दी सबको डाइजेस्ट नहीं हुआ. Then technology for the student learning and not just teachers utility. बहुत एक important point right now during these online classes is that in the process of teaching learning, teaching तो अभी तक थोड़ी बहुत जगह पे आ गई है. Learning is still a challenge because we do not have active learners. Student के end से उतना receptiveness है कि नहीं. This is something that has to be understood right now. And kids build habits quickly. Just some days back, we had one of the advisors for the government of India, Dr. Jawahar Suri Shetty, who said a very nice thing that अभी सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज जो हो रहा है कि बच्चों की हैबिट्स चैलेंज हो गई हैं और जो नई हैबिट्स बन रही हैं वो सस्टेनेबल नहीं है. सो वी एक्चुअली नीड टू थिंक ऑन कि हम स्कूल का टाइम टेबल तो फॉलो करवा ले रहे हैं, बट उसकी रेगुलर दिनचर्या में क्या फर्क आ रहा है और उसको फाइन ट्यून कैसे करना है. फाइनली टीचर वोंट एवर बी रिप्लेस्ड, दैट्स फॉर श्योर, बिकॉज टीचर एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एलिमेंट पूरी एजुकेशन प्रोसेस में लेके आता है. Which was explained by one of the earlier guests on this very roundtable, who was a behavioral scientist, that अगर आप लोग अपने बचपन का सबसे फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट याद करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो वो जो फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट होगा वो आपका फेवरेट टीचर पढ़ाता होगा. सब्जेक्ट फेवरेट नहीं होता, टीचर फेवरेट होता है जिससे सब्जेक्ट आपके साथ में रह जाता है. सो टीचर एक्चुअली ब्रिंग्स दैट एक्स फैक्टर और द मैजिक इनटू एजुकेशन जो कि टिपिकली टेक्नोलॉजी नहीं ला सकती, एंड वी होप कि कभी लाए भी ना. सो थैंक यू सो मच मनीष जी फॉर adding that perspective of the utility of technology and how should it be used further. So from now on the process changes a little. ये हमारे दो chairs थे आज के. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and setting the right context. अब से we'll now listen to the people who are actually practicing it, जो वहाँ रोजमर्रा के झगड़ों को झेल रहे हैं, because इनके लिए बहुत बड़ा challenge जो अब हो गया है, the school has typically become transparent, क्योंकि हर क्लास में पेरेंट बैठा है, आपका हर स्टेप, आपका हर शब्द, आपका हर स्टेटमेंट मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है, और उस लेवल की मॉनिटरिंग झेलने के लिए स्कूल एज अ सेटअप ना तो बना था, ना बना है, ना तैयार है. सो दिस इज वेयर अ लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस आर कमिंग इन, कि बच्चे की रिसेप्टिवनेस, पेरेंट का कंटिन्यूअस इंटरफेरेंस. सो लेट्स सी व्हाट द प्रैक्टिशनर्स सी एंड व्हाट डू दे वांट दैट शुड हैपन इन द कमिंग टाइम्स. कि एक तो इज पोर्शन ऑफ द टॉक एंड द ऑट पोर्शन ऑफ द टॉक, कि चाहिए क्या और हो क्या रहा है. So in दोनों चीजों पे let's hear the practitioners. I would request the first guest for today, Professor Anjana Rajdan, Principal, Senior Secondary School, GRD Group of Institutions, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
So hello everyone. As you said, sir, we really face the problems every day, the challenges. I must say that I am very happy to engage with you all and discuss on exciting topic that we have at hand. As you said, sir, that we are the actual force, field force. We are working with the students, parents, and we are facing the problems. As few of the problems you mentioned, that it is getting every day, we are getting the problems on the part of the parents and on the part of the management itself, and at the end of the students itself. And we are very much particular about the students' attendance, their homework, their everything. We are trying to our level best to do the best for them, and every day I need to change the policies as per the orders of the CBSE and all these things. But I personally really appreciate the technology, which is a boon, and it is not the curse. It really helps. And in the present scenario, you see that I just would like to mention that I have the experience. I have been in this field, education sector, since late 90s, and in that, at that time, I remember we used to supervise macro teaching sessions manually in our timelines. As time progressed, so did the technology, and technology is a boon. It is really very helpful, and we have to adapt ourselves with the technology, as it makes learning very easy, very interesting. Yes, as you said that it was as instant because of the COVID-19, and it was a test on us. It is rather a test on us, and so are we facing the problem. That is it. Sir, am I audible? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. But I don't, okay, yes. So I firmly believe that the technological advancement in education are absolutely crucial, as children are the future currency and workforce of the nation. And without the usage of the technology, I don't think that we can prepare our currency as well and the workforce itself. So to see, if we take let me elucidate my point with an example. And I think this is the scenario in our all respective households. Take the look at the child who is born in 2000 or after 2000. They are much more technological, tech savvy and sophisticated towards the technology. They mostly use to play the games, and they use the social media and everything. See, if they are in.
Thank you so much, Anjana ma'am. The time was actually over. Thank you so much. To again summarize, you talked about the management and stakeholders approach, जो कि अभी typically बहुत ज़्यादा positive नहीं है. And secondly, macro teaching sessions. To right now, we are all talking about personalized learning and flip learning. Thank you so much, Anjana ji. I request the next guest for today, Dr. C.P. Mishra, Director, Principal, Prudence Group of Schools, Delhi. Mishra ji, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
First of all, I want to say one thing. Instead of blaming to each other, we are first of all do our best today for the better tomorrow. I want to say this thing. And I want to say one thing, learning for technology, it is not learning with technology. If you're learning for technology, then you will not update yourself. You are supposed to do learning with technology, and that is one of the necessity part right now. Right now, we are blaming to the COVID-19, we are blaming to the system, we are blaming to the system is not blamed. Basically, we are not updated ourselves. Computer science is going to change every time, and we are supposed to update ourselves. As a teacher, if we are not updating ourselves, then that is also one of the problem. As a leader, also we are the pedagogical leaders, and we are supposed to update ourselves. And for that, basically, the old content of mastering is to be changed, and the new competency mastering should be there. And that competency mastering, basically, we are supposed to compete with the other. अगर हम अपने आप को आत्मनिर्भर भारत की बात करते हैं, तो हमारे को अपने आप को बनाने के लिए, अपने आप को चेंज करने के लिए, हमारे को अपने सिस्टम को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. एंड फॉर दैट हमारे को अपने बच्चों को केस स्टडीज पे लाना पड़ेगा, एक्सपेरिएंशियल लर्निंग पे लाना पड़ेगा, रोट लर्निंग से बाहर निकालना पड़ेगा. And for that, basically, so many things also, CBSE is also doing, NCERT is also doing. So many persons are saying that schools are closed. I am saying not schools are closed, but we are giving the experiential learning to the students. Why we are thinking the negative things, basically. Negative thoughts creates the negative image. When we are thinking it in a positive way, now the students and the parents are virtual class, it's a good thing, basically. So promote learning by observing, not listening, basically. And that is one of the important part. When you are promote learning by listening, it should be much more better. In our students, basically, all the schools are doing like this. First, we have our motto to educate, to innovate, then to create. When you are observing something, automatically you are listening also, and you will do something positive. So I wish to say to share your hypothesis, explore your hypothesis, and come to the conclusion with the autonomous learning. We are not supposed to teach anything. Whatever we have read, we cannot be able to force to the students, basically. And here we are supposed to living in the artificial intelligence world. अगर हमें आत्मनिर्भर की बात करते हैं और आत्मनिर्भर की हमें अपने आप को लेके चलना है और शिक्षा की जगत में भी अगर आत्मनिर्भरता की बात करते हैं तो हमारे को अपने बच्चों को स्वावलंबन बनाना पड़ेगा, अपने आप निर्भर बनाना पड़ेगा, अपने आप पढ़ने की बात करनी पड़ेगी. यही हमारे गुरुकुल शिक्षा की पद्धति भी थी. And for that, basically, we are supposed to create the 5 2020s in there. And that is the artificial intelligence in the education and post-student perspectives, learning through the open data, engaging with the open ethics and social justice with the pedagogy. Collaboration की जगह हमें competition की जगह हमें collaborative studies की बात करनी पड़ेगी. और सबसे पहले हमें बच्चों को open बताना पड़ेगा. कंप्यूटर जगत में बहुत कुछ है, लेकिन इससे हमें कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है, वो सबसे बड़ी बात है हमारे को, उसको हमें कैसे यूज करना है. थैंक यू. आई थिंक दोनों हैंड खड़े हो गए तो इसलिए मुझे यहाँ स्टॉप करना पड़ेगा. थैंक यू दक्ष जी.
Thank you so much, Mishra ji. To again summarize what you said, that learning with tech is very important because tech का pace बहुत ज़्यादा है. उसके साथ में अपने आप को continuously आगे बढ़ाना is important. Self-upskilling, competency mastering, experiential learning, promote learning via observation and not listening because lecture mode नहीं काम कर रहा. Discussion mode पे class को लेके आना पड़ेगा. Self-learning has to be promoted and rather self-designed learning at the same time. आप खुद तो सीख ही रहे हैं. शायद अपनी learning, अपने curriculum को खुद design भी करना शुरू कीजिए because that's where the real interest of the kid lies. कि अगर वो अपना interest select कर पाएगा तो अपने आप active learner बन जाएगा. And learning with open data and open pedagogy, this is something that's going to be the future right now कि हमें ऐसी pedagogy चाहिए जो continuously evolve करती रहे. So thank you so much, Mishra ji, for bringing everybody's attention towards this. I would request the next guest, Mrs. Bharti Sharma, Principal, Sharda Vidya Mandir Higher Secondary School, Sehor, Madhya Pradesh. Ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. In this forum, I represent a school from Central India, which was opened considering the welfare of workers of sugar mill and farmers in Sehor from 50 kilometers of Bhopal. If we teach today, as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. This quote of John Dewey has inspired teachers across the world. The teaching fraternity has always been in search of methodologies, keeping the taste of new generation in mind. Lockdown in schools due to COVID-19 has forced us to embrace technology at an unprecedented speed. We have trained our staff to take online classes in school. They had to overcome stage fear. Now they have started using PowerPoint presentations and videos to make their subject more engaging. While delivering enriched content, the quality of teaching has improved. We motivated teachers to share information about the upcoming webinars which are useful to them with each other. So collaboration is slowly replacing competitiveness amongst the staff. We all know that we learn much effectively when we articulate our thoughts rather than receiving them passively. Now, we hold students accountable for reading in advance and then call them for discussions. Online learning has opened new possibilities for experiential learning. Now, students are at different locations working on same project while still being connected to the school, teacher, and class. Online teaching also had drawbacks. We had almost 40% attendance in classes. So we have started a campaign on social media requesting parents, residents of Sehor, to donate extra mobiles kept at home for the cause of education. In this way, technology has taught us to be connected with our community at this crucial time. It has taught children virtual team building skills. It has made my staff more self-confident and a better human being. It has helped us to bring people together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bharti ji. Sehor, Madhya Pradesh, we have a school that was meant for the upliftment of the workers' children of sugar mills. And ऐसे ecosystem में, I think in technology infra would also have been an issue, but आपने बड़ा positively उसको tackle किया. And I think one of your ideas, we can actually ask a lot more schools to, typically emulate or learn from you, that device donation campaigns. This is the need of the hour कि अगर हमारे पास सच में कोई भी device है, at this point donate that, because बहुत बड़ा section across the nation, जिस देश में हम रहते हैं, across India, ये बहुत बड़ा challenge है that people do not have the right infra or the right devices to even access content. बहुत जगह तो बहुत smoothly चल रहा है, लेकिन बहुत जगह नहीं चल रहा है. So we need to find more opportunities and more ways to enable resources कि सही technology resource लोगों तक पहुंच जाए. What you said about self-confident staff and teachers are sharing opportunities and not competing anymore. So this is really important जो अभी हुआ भी है, and I think this should be preserved. Because in the coming times, this is what's going to create a much more positive ecosystem in the field of education. Thank you so much, Bharti. I request the next guest for today, Ms. Bratiti Bhattacharya, Secretary General, Shikshayatan Foundation, Kolkata, West Bengal. Bratiti ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Yes, thank you, Daksh, and for giving me a chance to speak here so that I can share my experience, how we started. If I go back to the month of March, we started preparing from the first week of March that yes, something was coming and we all need to get prepared. So what we did was, we started preparing videos, and these videos were all uploaded. But then, the Zoom concept came, and then we started taking some virtual classes. But when we started taking the virtual classes, we had this that, the device had to be shared among the brother and the sister, and maybe also parents. So they were not getting a chance to also have the virtual classes. So parallelly, what we did was we had the virtual classes, as well as, we also uploaded all these videos so that a child could learn at his or her own pace. And that is very important. And for us, which is important is the learning outcome. Because if I go back to the draft NEP 2019, what was the whole idea of this 2019 draft NEP? It was basically to restructure the education system, its regulation and governance, so that it gets aligned with the 21st century education. And this 21st century education is all about digital literacy. So this digital literacy is, as I think the earlier people have spoken, that it is not, it is just a means and it is not the end. Because it is a means, so we have utilized it in the best possible way. We have given out co-curricular activities also through online training. We have teachers, who have gone to different places, and one of the teacher is in UK who is also teaching ballet dance to our students. So we have utilized all our resources, because we also did not want to lose out on any of our resources, and so that transformation takes place within the child and also within the teacher. What we have also done is a blockchain concept. That means, through the digitalization, we have tried to capture all the data, and this data would basically give you all the information about the child. And it is more of adaptive learning and learner-centric learning, and I call it constructivism, that as you go, you construct your knowledge and you move forward. Here, no child is a backbencher. The child is right in front of the screen. The child feels at ease. And I think if we think nationally, if we are thinking about 2030, where we will have the maximum youth in our country, this is one way that we reach out to the maximum people. About our school, we have first generation learners, and therefore, like my earlier speaker, we have also given out these tabs, not only to the students, also to our teachers. There are many teachers who needed this. I think I'll stop here because I think the time is up. Thank you so much that I could share this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Prakriti ma'am. To again summarize, video content to virtual classes, and finally a video virtual balance. Video and virtual classes together. NEP's purpose, NEP और national education policy जो बनने वाली थी, बन चुकी है, typically draft policy तो तैयारी थी. I think it has right now typically to go back to the drawing board and take a lot of new suggestions coming in, because बहुत जल्दी बहुत बड़ा change हो गया education में, and it should also be taken into consideration before the final policy gets notified. And international teaching that you used, and blockchain data management within the school. Technology की understanding within the school leaders is now super critical. क्योंकि अब आपको पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग जब बच्चे तक पहुंचानी है, तो पर्सनलाइज्ड लर्निंग पहुंचाने के लिए आपको टेक्नोलॉजी का अंदाजा होना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि हर बच्चे के लिए आप एक टीचर नहीं रख सकते. So you'll have to find a teacher within a technology so that at least data, उससे observation data आप टेक्नोलॉजी से ले सकें. And a very important factor that virtual class में backbenchers नहीं होते, but there's a very important element that one of the leading schools in India, which is a school based out of Mumbai, their own school leader on this very platform shared with us one thing, that they had to actually stop virtual classes क्योंकि इतने affluent families से बच्चे आते थे कि उन्होंने digital pranks इतना जल्दी सीख लिए कि टीचर परेशान हो गए. And that's one of the most affluent schools. I would not like to name the school, but yes, this was an observation shared by one of the most affluent schools of India, and which has a very good ranking. So thank you so much, Prakriti ma'am. Let's now listen to the next speaker for today, Dr. M. Abdul Salam, Principal, the Oxford School, Trivandrum, Kerala. Abdul sir, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, let me thank Blockworld for this opportunity, and to meet the veteran educationalists. I'm from the southern part of India, Kerala, and well, now it's time everybody has spoken about the ICT. I mean, integrated, technology integrated teaching, and also I agree with there is, no substitute for teachers. Human touch is very much essential, and the PSED, personal social development, is at risk now. But there is no other way to go, and we have to cope up with the present situation. And what we understood is we have to make this challenge as an opportunity. So first, what we did is I started equipping my team. As Mr. Manish Sapa, as he has rightly said, there is no substitute for human touch. And again, the previous speaker was talking about education and technology for education is not good. So I would like to say that we are going for technology with education, and we have equipped all our staff members, and we are using most of the online tools available. Many online tools are available, and we have equipped the teachers, my teaching community, and believe me, now at this time, my teachers are engaged in conducting a workshop for more than 230 participants across India. So my teacher. So this is the third series, and so this really is benefited by my children at school. So and now we don't want passive learners. We want the learners to be active. We engage them in learning activities using these two online tools. For example, we are using Socrative, with which we are grouping children. There is group discussion, and we are using these tools to engage them, taking flip classes. More than that, I would like to say that we have collaboration, student collaboration with a French École Jeanine Manual School, and teacher collaboration with further down primary school from UK. So these kinds of innovative activities are being carried out, and I have a bit more to say, but time is up. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much, Abdul sir. You talked about upskilling of the staff. That's very critical. Teachers right now taking workshops nationally of all the children, because classroom अब बहुत बड़ा हो गया और typically सारे जने एक दूसरे से जुड़ गए. So this is the right time where teaching can surpass boundaries and reach out to everybody, anywhere and everywhere. And using group discussions for teaching, this is typically the new approach where you engage more than you educate, because आप engage कर दें, education या typically information बच्चा अपने आप ढूंढ लेगा. So आपको उसे basically सोचने के लिए और ढूंढने के लिए encourage करना है. Thank you so much, Abdul sir. Next, I would like to invite Mrs. Priya Das, Principal All Saints School, Bulandshahr, Uttar Pradesh. Priya ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Good evening, everyone. This is Priya Das from Bulandshahr, Uttar Pradesh, and I'm happy to get connected with you all. And as it was with everybody, the speed of these closures and the rapid move to distance learning has given us very little time for planning and reflection on both the potential skills of to safeguard against and the potential opportunities to leverage. I would like to come up with some points. This tech teaching challenges that this tech teaching has thrown us as challenges. And if we go, see to the teacher's perspective, with every crisis comes deep challenges, and past education crisis has shown us that it is possible to build back better. And technology, I agree with Mr. Thapa that is an enabler, and it is a means, and to adopt any technology for teaching is to facilitate the environments and experiences to maximize students learning and teachers teaching. So the basic challenge that came in our school was that the teacher's competency and experience was exposed, and the content nature of a particular subject and how prepared the students are before coming for class and their appetite to learn. These were some challenges that came up. And then the ill-equipped teaching environment which might form barrier to learning and teaching. Too high-tech teaching environment was quite cost prohibitive, and sometimes it is we have to just utilize whatever little we have. And then I also, when I came to know that I'm going to be part of this this webinar, I talked to one or two of my students, and according to them, what I felt was that it is tech teaching is little cognitively passive, and these approaches are very, very solitary and didactic. And one of the students said that being in a physical classroom is tremendously different from learning online. In a classroom, most of your focus is there, unlike virtually, the temptations are real. Yes, self-discipline is good to learn, but when having all this thrown at you, you can't blame me for not wanting to work. At least that's my opinion. This is one of the students that quoted. And another student shared that he had no motivation and energy when he was online, and there are no norms for me, and without a routine schedule I feel lost, and that makes me sound a little like a robot. But I think it's because it's been that way since we were so small. Change this big is affecting to me to the maximum. So we need to understand the risks and challenges.
Thank you so much, Priya ma'am. Actually, the time was over. We'll try to come back to you if it's possible. And दो बातें आपने जो बहुत अच्छी कही. The first, that high tech, or typically the tech that you need, or the kind of tech you need, is cost prohibitive. And secondly, passive teaching via tech. Technology पढ़ा तो रहा है, but it is quite passive और बच्चे को engage रखना मुश्किल है. Just some days back, again quoting one of the behavioral scientists, retired Colonel Sudeep Mukherjee, he shared a research which typically said that जो एक बच्चा virtual screen देख रहा होता है, उसका टिपिकल अटेंशन स्पैन इज ओनली 8 सेकंड्स. तो आप बच्चे को हर 8वें सेकंड पे लूज कर जाते हैं. तो या तो 8वें सेकंड तक उसे एंगेज रख पाए, नहीं तो 9th सेकंड में he'll be daydreaming और आपका क्लास का कंटेंट कहीं नहीं जा रहा होगा. So it is a very important factor कि आप engagement कैसे करते हैं और कितना strong करते हैं. Let's listen to the next speaker for today, Mrs. Bharti Tiwari, Principal, the Wilbur School, Udham Singh Nagar, Uttarakhand. Bharti ji, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Thank you, Daksh. Thank you so much. First thing, of course, I would like to say thank you to Blub, and I would not like to waste my time thanking people. I'll do that later. But I would like to say that I think why did it become a challenge to us? The one reason was that we kept on, as school, we kept on denying the fact that technology was changing and the technology was evolving. If you look at students, they were more comfortable with technology as if you compare it with the teachers. So what we did, we are located in Udham Singh Nagar, which is like in Uttarakhand, we are in foothill of Himalaya. So technology was a big problem. So the first thing we did was that our teachers made videos which were sent to the students in already existing WhatsApp groups. And let me tell you that as soon as on March 12th, the schools were closed here in Uttarakhand, and we just took one day, 14th March, we were already teaching students online. So our intention was to make sure that they were not living in that horror of COVID-19 all the time. And I think beautifully the students took it. They took it further. Second thing, which Mr. C.B. Mishra also pointed out, that what we did was that we collaborated with parents and siblings, both. In that case, what we did, when we were teaching children, we told the parents to sit in online classes the way teacher was teaching, so that it can be taken at home also. Because now what COVID-19 has done, school has actually entered their houses. So the house is no more a house for the child, but it is actually an extension of the school, where mommy is also sitting and father is also sitting and maybe dadu is also sitting, and they're enjoying. So when we are teaching something, we would like to have interaction, and maybe someone dadi is sitting, and there was this chapter where the Hindi teacher was teaching about aam, and we talked about that, how did you preserve aam when you were young, and maybe preservation of food. So we spoke to a lot of dadis who were there in house online, and that's how we extended it. We are trying to maintain that human thing, also human touch with children. When child is doing well, we make sure that, you know, the teacher tells the parent, your child did very well, can you please just pat the child at the back and maybe just put the hand on the head. So trying to weave and collaborate, not just with the parents, but also with the siblings. So if there is an elder sibling in the house and we are telling them that, remember how you did it in the class, maybe mom and dad are not able to make it understand to the child, and elder siblings weaves in and tries to help the child. So that's how we dealt with it. And then later on we realized that WhatsApp was confining the learning to only our school, because other schools were not teaching online at that point of time. So we started uploading our videos on YouTube, and we started uploading our videos on Facebook, so that the learning was available to everyone. So again,
thank you so much, Bharti ma'am. So to summarize what all you said, and आपने काफी कुछ एक साथ बहुत कम समय में encapsulate कर दिया, so thank you so much. First, एक बहुत important factor that school का denial mode था जिसने सबसे पहला barrier create किया था, और उस denial mode से बाहर आ जाना ही आधा काम तो उसी में हो गया था. Secondly, WhatsApp for teaching. This one thing that we observed across board, क्योंकि ये जो web talks अभी चल रही हैं, ये तब से चल रही हैं जब से lockdown चालू हुआ था. And what we could understand at that time कि जो सबसे strongest edtech platforms थे, they were not supposed to be education technology platforms. They were typically supposed to be communication platforms, जो सबसे ज़्यादा efficiently काम किया जिन्होंने education को enable करने में. And within one day you started teaching. बहुत सारे schools ने बहुत engaging तरीके से बच्चों को पढ़ाया पूरे lockdown के अंदर, जो अभी भी चल रहा है typically schools के लिए तो. Parent and sibling collaboration for virtual classes. School is now within the house, in typically each house, and human connect via the physical presence of a teacher, of a parent in the house. ये बहुत important है. And एक जो utopian dream था हर educator का, वो इस समय पे सच में सच हो गया कि it was the perfect time to teach value education. So एक सुंदरभंज का एक स्कूल है जिन्होंने बड़ा एक important assignment या typically बहुत innovative assignment बच्चों को दिया था. They told kids that start writing a wisdom diary. रोजाना आप क्या अच्छा करते हैं और क्या खराब करते हैं उसकी एक लिस्ट बनाइए उस डायरी में, and once the school reopens we'll judge that diary, और आपकी वो डायरी जो है वही आपकी वैल्यू एजुकेशन की किताब हो जाएगी. So we have such 100 ideas listed on the social media platforms जो आप जाके एक्सपेरिमेंट कर सकते हैं अपने अपने स्कूल्स के अंदर, and you can tell us how did it actually work out. So thank you so much, Bharti ma'am. I request the next guest for today, Ms. Rukmani Shah, who is an academic consultant and former vice principal of Miles Bronson Residential School, Kamrup, Assam. Rukmani ji, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Daksh, for including me. Greetings to all the principals from various reputed institutes, and gratitude to the team of Blub World Web Talks. Technology is certainly a blessing when it comes to teaching, and as Ms. Bharti Tiwari also has mentioned, that it's not due to lockdown, online teaching has been introduced. It was here with us from past 1 decade. Teachers are able to deliver their lectures to their students from their comfort of home due to the current pandemic situation in India. I believe that education should not stop in any given circumstances, and technology has made it possible. Now, earlier in offline classes, teachers were the masters of technology. Masters of teaching, that is master of the class. But now, due to online technology classes, teachers are more of guide and mentor. Teacher can no longer be a master of the class. This has a very huge impact on students as they are self-learning and has become more responsible. So as I have seen with the school which I'm working in WhatsApp group, here also WhatsApp group, and uploading of videos are going on, where the students, when the student misses something, or if the students are not getting connected with the teacher, they get very worried, and they message to the teachers, and they message to the WhatsApp group that, ma'am, I missed this class, I missed the Zoom class, and can you please personally in my WhatsApp, can you please explain me? So teachers, students have become self-dependent, and they also have become responsible. The current situation has lots of limitations, but technology brings in ease. Also brings out a compulsion for human beings to change and adapt according to the new situation. As just now, Daksh was telling that we teachers were not ready to adapt with the technology. So this has made a compulsion. The situation has brought a compulsion for human being to change and adapt with the current situation. This nature of adaptation and change in human being has not changed since many past centuries. I believe that there is a great need for human beings to synchronize themselves with technology, because even if this situation goes away, technology will now, online classes I mean, will remain with the education system, as everyone from parents to educationists have understood the benefit of it. And we should collaborate with parents as a partner, because as Ms. Bharti Tiwari has also mentioned, that school has gone to house now. So parents have equally become as a partner. Now in a primary section, sorry, we have limited time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rukmini ma'am. Parent as a partner, students have now become responsible for their own learning, that's for sure. Because अगर वो अब जाके responsible नहीं होंगे तो learning सच में छूट जाएगी. Because टीचर आपको अब कंटेंट डिलीवर कर सकता है, उसके बियॉन्ड आप ही की जिम्मेदारी है या पेरेंट की ही जिम्मेदारी है. अब आपको एक फियर सर्किट या फोर्स सर्किट यूज करके जो क्लास में पढ़ाया जाता है वैसे नहीं पढ़ाया जा सकता. आप केवल या तो रिवॉर्ड सर्किट काम करेगा या बच्चे की खुद का एंगेजमेंट काम करेगा. So thank you so much, Rukmini ma'am. I request the next guest for today, Mrs. Tarannum Fatima, Director, Rose Playway, Ludhiana, Punjab. Ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Actually, I represent the most unorganized sector of this education industry. As such, in India, preschool is not an organized sector. We don't have any affiliation or we don't have any parameters. It's being run at various levels, from a room to a big playway. As such, for us, I had been watching this show, and after say 20 minutes or so, I could find all the videos, they were off. I was the only person who was there on the video. And if we cannot, you can say, like we can bear this glare for 20 minutes on video, on mobile, we are expecting the children to follow this for 2.5 hours and 3 hours. That is one limitation which the technology is giving us. For us, we failed. For us, the technology was not working, because we are basically dealing in the age group of 2 to 4 years. The teachers, I have seen right from the age of nursery, pre-nursery, to even I'm continuously watching the videos and classes of 11th and 12th as well, because we have got kids of various age in our family. The teachers, they are working very effectively. They are making whatever modules they have to prepare, they are making it very nicely. But how much it's falling on the children, that is a big question mark. Not more than, I had talked to various teachers, and not more than 40% of the attendance has been reported. On an average, 50, at the max 50. And that too, like if it is audios and videos, they check it, and I don't know if they are checking it and where it is going. The teaching is there, very well pointed out by someone. The teaching is there, but learning, it's a question mark. So what I feel, technology, like if we take the example of a doctor and a nurse. Nurse, she is aiding the patient in recovering right from the bottom. But can the nurse equate the doctor? No. The nurse cannot equate the doctor. Similarly, the technology cannot equate to a teacher. We are human beings, we are not robots. And we need a human touch, a human atmosphere. As we are not having this at the present, technology has come as an aid. It can be as an aid.
Thank you so much, Tarannum ma'am. The time was actually over, but you said something very important and very critical. इतने समय में जब हमने भी बहुत सारे स्कूल लीडर्स से बात करी, तो जब प्री स्कूल, प्री प्राइमरी या टॉडलर्स के साथ में जो एंगेजमेंट था, वो बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम थी जिसको टेक्नोलॉजी सॉल्व नहीं कर पाई. एंड वी कैन एब्सोल्युटली एग्री विथ यू, और रादर इवन कॉम्प्लीमेंट यू फॉर दिस, कि ये बात हकीकत है कि बच्चों, इतने छोटे बच्चों के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी काम नहीं कर पाई. एंड दैट्स वेयर टेक रियली डिड नॉट टीच, एंड टेक रियली डिड नॉट इवन एनेबल. टेक ने बेसिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी पूरी नहीं करी फॉर प्री स्कूल्स. एंड अ वेरी नाइस ऑब्जर्वेशन कि इस वीडियो पर सबके वीडियोस फटाफट बंद हो जाते हैं जो बोल नहीं रहे होते हैं, एंड वी एक्सपेक्ट अ स्टूडेंट टू कीप दैट वीडियो ऑन, कीप लुकिंग एट दैट स्क्रीन, एंड एट दैट पॉइंट टू लर्न. वो शायद हमारे लिए करना इतना डिफिकल्ट है, वो बच्चे से एक्सपेक्ट करना इज समथिंग वेरी वी कैन से रादर अनफेयर. बट क्या करें, दिस इज द सोल्यूशन दैट वी हैव टू टॉक ऑन, एंड दिस इज द ओनली मोड दैट वी हैव टू कनेक्ट विद दीज किड्स. एंड नॉट इवन 40% अटेंडेंस इज रिकॉर्डेड. दैट्स अगेन अश्योरिटी. और बहुत जगह ये भी हो रहा है कि बच्चा अगर प्रेजेंट भी है तो वो स्क्रीन मिनिमाइज करके वो या तो वीडियोस देख रहा है या वो कुछ और कर रहा है, क्योंकि आप अभी इतने सिक्योर्ड प्लेटफॉर्म से, इतने सिक्योर्ड डिवाइसेस पे बच्चे नहीं है कि साहब जब वो क्लास में है तो क्लास में ही रहें. वो उस समय बहुत सारा अलग तरीके का कंटेंट कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं. एंड यू वेरी राइटली सेड, अ नर्स कैन नॉट इक्वेट अ डॉक्टर. तो टिपिकली टेक्नोलॉजी इस एनालॉजी पे एकदम सही बैठती है, द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड टीचर, कि टेक्नोलॉजी टीचर नहीं बन पाएगी, दैट्स फॉर श्योर. Thank you so much, Taranum ma'am, to bring the preschool perspective on this call. Before I ask for closing thoughts from our chair for today, इस हर कॉल को कंपोज करने से पहले, while we curate people to have on a call, we remember this, we try to bring people from the maximum varied geographies as possible. ये इस कॉल पे जहां आप बैठे हैं, you can find people from the eastern end of India to the western end of India, from central India to south India to northern India. हर कॉल पे हम मैक्सिमम वैरायटी एक साथ लाने की कोशिश करते हैं ताकि हर जगह का पर्सपेक्टिव मिले हर कॉल में. एंड वी ऑल्सो ट्राई टू गेट इन पीपल हु आर फ्रॉम विद इन द सेक्टर एंड सम पीपल हु आर एक्सटर्नल टू इट, क्योंकि बहुत बार बर्ड्स आई व्यू काम कर जाता है, क्योंकि आप जिस प्रॉब्लम में फंसे होते हैं उसका प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन खुद नहीं ढूंढ पाते. So thank you so much all the educators for sharing your opinions, ideas, thoughts and experiences that you had while using technology. Let's hear the closing thoughts from one of the chairs for today, Mr. Manish Thapa. Manish ji, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio.
Thank you, Daksh, and thank you, Fatma ma'am, for bringing out a very innate human behavior about how we kind of interact. So I do stand guilty as charged. But I was here and I was listening to each of the thoughts, and I think having listened to everyone, I think I just want to kind of put forward this question in front of each one of us. What do we think technology is for? How do we see technology? What is the purpose of technology for us? Is it for us to kind of, complete the curriculum? Is it for us to kind of showcase to the parents that, see, schools are doing everything that they can so that our image as an educational institution stays intact in the eyes of the parents? Because let's not forget, commercial angles will always be playing at the back of the mind. So I think I just want to kind of leave the thought that how do we look at technology is extremely, extremely important. And that's what I want to kind of leave with all of you to kind of think, how are you looking at? Because I did hear a lot from the end of what school is doing, what we as educators are doing. I think I wanted to hear I think one or two people did mention about how children are reacting to it. We do talk about screen time, but we also have to think it's an ecosystem, because the parents who are working professionals are also in the same house trying to work and have another Zoom call meeting while the kid are trying to have a Zoom class, and the kid wanting attention from the parent at the same time while he is doing some very important kind of meeting. So I think we'll also have to take into account of how are we looking at that as a parent of 2 children, a class 7 and a class 1 kid. I deal with that every day because they want some support, and while I am trying to do my meeting as well. So how are we looking at that scenario? I think that is equally important. And I think collaboration between parents and conversations between parents, not just for telling them that, see, we are able to do this, the kids are going to do that. We also have to take them into the whole process of how can they help and support, because we have increased. So I remember my kids started to have a 1 hour class or video class. Now today they have 4 hours or 5 hours of video class. Now their screen time has increased. That means either I leave my phone with them unattended, or I kind of sit with them and so I think we'll have to look at that also, of how technology is impacting the household, and that's what I want to leave with. So because I think that will become very important, because we really don't know at the moment. We are all trying. We really don't know what the new normal is. Urvashi ji had raised this question. How are we looking at the disparities that are there, even in the class? Because I see that challenge with my son who is in grade 1, because there are 40 kids on a Zoom call. How do you address to their needs, psychological needs of a child? Taruna ma'am said, very, very rightly pointed out, younger kids need far more attention. They need far more interaction. They need the human touch. How do we address that on an impersonal screen? And so I think those are some areas. I do not have the answer to them, but definitely would want to kind of interact with you guys, understand from you how we can create that, so that we are actually fulfilling the purpose of education in these testing times. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Manish ji. ये बात सही है, and ये question भी सही है, which we should all ask at the right moment. And at this moment, कि at least for this very community or ecosystem of people or education, which is simply कि what is the purpose of tech, और हम उससे क्या purpose या क्या end meet करना चाहते हैं? क्या वो course completion है, वो fee collection है, वो बच्चे की learning है, या वो teacher की नौकरी है, या वो है क्या? We have to actually find out the purpose. Because वो पर्पस जब तक एकदम साफ सुथरा धुला धुलाया और बाकी सारे नॉइस से दूर नहीं हो जाएगा, वो शायद मीट नहीं हो पाएगा. So thank you so much, Manish ji, for putting a very nice closing thought and typically some good food for thought, जिस पे और बातचीत हम कर सकते हैं. Let's now listen to the closing thoughts of Urvashi ji. Before I actually ask her to speak, the reason why we try to call one policy maker on every call like this is simply कि अब policies को भी बहुत ज़्यादा fluid होना पड़ेगा. बिकॉज इतना जल्दी इकोसिस्टम बदल जा रहा है कि लोग अपनी स्किलिंग का ट्रैक नहीं रख पा रहे, पॉलिसी ट्रैक कैसे रखेगी? सो आई थिंक दैट अगर आप लोग कुछ चेंजेस चाहते हैं, ट्राई बीइंग वोकल अबाउट देम. अभी आपके पास एक सुविधा बहुत बड़ी है बोलने की और लोगों से बातचीत करने की, जो पहले नहीं थी. अभी आप कहीं से भी बैठ के किसी से भी बात कर सकते हैं. सो बातें ऐसी कीजिए जो शायद आपके इकोसिस्टम को सुधार दे. सो लेट्स हैव द कंक्लूडेड थॉट्स फ्रॉम उर्वशी जी. उर्वशी जी, ओवर टू यू.
Thank you so much. And I think once again, I would say that this has been a real honor to hear from fantastic educators, leaders in the education space, truly from across the country. And I think that's been the real value addition of a platform like this, that we are hearing, from people across and the varying challenges in different contexts, which is really what India is all about. We are not a one size fits all at all. So I think, just 2-3 points that I have taken away, and I think as you said, I will certainly channel these into whatever policy making spheres that I am part of. And I'll certainly encourage a lot of other people to also, interact with you and get in touch through your platform with all these wonderful educators and leaders. So I think one is very clear that tech, obviously it is a reality. It is something that, we've been seeing tech disruptions coming for a while now. It's just that in the current situation, it's sort of got accelerated in some sort of way. But we need to think very thoughtfully of how will tech impact every aspect of the education system. So like we heard, whether it is design of the curriculum, whether it is how we impart education, whether it is new skills. One of the leaders mentioned that now you can have somebody sitting in United Kingdom teaching a skill to a child in India. So that's in a way a huge positive, because it's really bringing the world together. And how do we, harness this value of technology at every level of the education system is, I think, something we need to think about very systematically. On the resources, I think is a very important point, and I would take that away, that it's not enough to say technology, but where do the resources come from? Where will the infrastructure come from? And I think this is a great area where the government, private philanthropy, corporate social responsibility, everybody needs to come together. We heard of device donation really helping to fill in the gap in certain places in terms of access. Because we need to make sure that we're not leaving certain children behind. That will completely defeat the purpose of having technology in a sense. And I think lastly, which is something that Manish ji has spoken about a lot, and many of the other speakers have, that the human behavioral aspect, and this is something I also feel very strongly about, we cannot, sort of de-link it from all of this. So, so what are the human needs of everybody, be it the teacher in this, how do they react to and use this technology, be it child, a young child would be very different from an older child, be it parents, be it family. So we heard of a very innovative practice of involving, the broader family, since the school has now sort of become the home for this, phase. So I think this is something we'll need to remain very cognizant of, because it can, obviously, one can get very excited about technology, but without the human behavioral aspects, we'll really not be able to sort of use it in the best possible way. So we must be aware of the downsides and the challenges also. So I'll conclude here. Thank you once again so much for this fantastic concept. And as I said, I take away a lot of learnings from here.
Thank you so much, Urvashi ji. So अभी तक जो पूरा हमने इतने सारे लोगों की बातचीत सुनी, आप सबके पर्सपेक्टिव सुने, और अब शायद ये कॉल के बाद या इस कॉल के आसपास हम लोग करीबन 1000 स्कूल लीडर से बात कर चुके होंगे. इतने सारे लोगों से बातचीत के हर एंड के अंदर हमने हम सबको एक ही थॉट के साथ हम इस कॉल को कंक्लूड करते हैं, और आज भी मैं उसी थॉट के साथ कंक्लूड करूंगा, विच इज सिंपली फॉर यू. अभी फॉर एजुकेशनिस्ट, एज आई सेड एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द कॉल, कि अभी द होल वर्ल्ड इज अ लैबोरेटरी फॉर यू. हर आदमी एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन के लिए तैयार है, और अगर कोई एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन आपके दिमाग में है तो उसे कर लीजिए, क्योंकि वापस उसका मौका मिले न मिले पता नहीं, और हम तो विश करते हैं कि शायद ना ही ऐसा मौका हो कभी, तो जिंदगी में बहुत अच्छा है. बट एट दिस पॉइंट एक काम जो हम हर एक को करना चाहिए इज दैट हिस्ट्री इज राइट नाउ हैपनिंग अराउंड यू, और उसे डॉक्यूमेंट करना बहुत जरूरी है. ट्राई टू राइट एन ऑब्जर्वेशन पेपर एवरी सिंगल डे. भले ही 200-250 वर्ड्स लिखिए, लेकिन लिखिए, क्योंकि ये जो ज्ञान आप अभी इकट्ठा कर देंगे, दिस वुड बिकम द नॉलेज बैंक फॉर टू बिकम द बेस ऑफ इनोवेशन इन द कमिंग टाइम्स. और अगर ये ज्ञान मिस हो गया या ये ऑब्जर्वेशंस मिस हो गए तो दूसरी बार लेने को नहीं मिलेंगे. So as an educationist, अब आपकी एक सबसे नई जिम्मेदारी ये है that start creating knowledge that the world would need in the future. क्योंकि जो पहले का ज्ञान है वो अब काम लायक है, बट उसका enablement या उसको बच्चे तक पहुंचाना पुराना हो गया है. Because education का एक पैराडॉक्स है अंडरलाइन, जो हमेशा से रहता है, कि आप अपने से पिछली जनरेशन से पढ़ते हैं और अपने से अगली को पढ़ाते हैं, तो हमेशा 2 जनरेशन गैप उसके आप बच्चे तक पहुंचाते हैं. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. Because with technology coming in, try to test every skill that you give your student on a simple scale. If technology can do it, don't teach it. If technology cannot do it, only then teach it. And this is where human values, creativity, wisdom, and the real meaning of the word knowledge becomes relevant. Knowledge 2 शब्दों से बनता है. The first knowing and the second one ledge. Knowing your ledge. Knowing where you are standing. हर बच्चे को अपना आसपास, अपना एटमॉस्फेयर समझ आए, और उस एटमॉस्फेयर के हिसाब से वो अपने जीवन की डिसीजन मेकिंग करे. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सिटीजन्स तो हम बना ही रहे हैं. एट द सेम टाइम वी नीड मोर एंड मोर पीपल हु अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑल अराउंड देम. आई होप यू एंजॉयड द लास्ट 20-30 मिनट्स. इफ यू मिस्ड ऑन एनीथिंग, आपका कुछ बोलना रह गया, डोंट वरी, द टीम विल स्टे कनेक्टेड विद यू. यू कैन शेयर दोस थॉट्स विद अस ऑन व्हाट्सएप. I hope you enjoyed the last 20-30 minutes. If you did, and if you want to attend the future sessions, open your audio, say a big yes. And thank you so much for being a part of the Blub World Web Talk 69th episodes. Thank you so much, people. Thank you.
Yes, Daksh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daksh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.